Welcome to today's episode of Afro Scientific Spirituality. My name remains Ife West, wishing you live and direct from the heart of Africa. If this is your first time watching me, you are highly welcome. This is the place where I separate the facts from the fiction, the science from the superstition, and the concepts from the misconceptions about African spirituality. Today, I'll be talking about the dangers of relying on parasitic deities for spiritual powers. This is a topic that is very interesting, and it's something that I have come to realize and to get to witness with time. We see cases whereby uh, practitioners of African spirituality, as spiritualists, as people that want to be like experts in the practice of African spirituality, they get to make use of parasitic spirits. By this, I mean spirits that their only aim or intention is to feed on the pain or misery, suffering, or resources of people. We have this kind of parasitic deities all over the world today. You're going to find these spirits there are deities that don't really care about the uh, well-being of the people that venerate them or the people that work with them. What they care about is what they can be able to get from these people and how much resources they can be able to extract, as in energy, as in money, or as in human resources or time, whatever they can take from the person. They're interested in only doing that. So you're going to find this sort of parasitic deities in African spirituality. You will find these parasitic religions as in Christianity. You see these pastors always asking members to bring money, sow seed, spend all your time in church, this kind of type thing. And the members will be doing this to their own detriment. They will even lose sight or touch with reality. And the pastor or the deity doesn't care, keeps asking you to keep bringing until you fall and die. We have this situation in African spirituality where some deities will keep asking for sacrifice, blood after blood, killing fowl, killing chicken, killing goats, and they don't care how you get the money. They don't want to know if it's stressful or it's causing you pain. They just keep doing everything possible to extract money or animals or these offerings from the individual. So this kind of thing is a parasitic relationship whereby the one party is giving too much and the other party is not getting anything in return. It is not a symbiotic relationship or interaction. It is parasitic. So spirits that behave like this, we call them parasitic spirits, parasitic deities. And I want to talk about the dangers of working with this kind of spirits. Now, what you will find in African spirituality, a lot of practitioners, some of them that want to claim that they have power, they have this, they are gifted or something. They want to claim that they can see into the future. They will go to these markets where they sell these parasitic deities, and they will buy these spirits. They go to any of the markets, they buy these spirits, and they bring these spirits home, and they start working with the spirits. Then people start coming to them. They see vision. They can tell you what have happened in the past, tell you about your life, tell you about what is going on in a particular situation. People think that, oh, this person is a advanced spiritual practitioner. He can be able to do things for me, this and that, and people start flocking to them, and they make some money. But the problem is that when they begin to work with these deities, they are kind of tied to the deity, and they have to rely on the spirits for whatever they are doing. So the spirit tells them everything. Thereby, they cannot do without that spirit. Okay. So what happens is that they are not dependent on the spirit for whatever they need. As a result of this, it destroys their natural talents. It destroys their natural gifts. It stops them from actually going forward in life. It retards their progress in the sense that they now have to rely totally on this spirit for their work that they are doing. As a result of this, they are bounded to that spirit, and the spirits now regulate their own financial prosperity or whatever they can do. So, based on this, these people they will now have what you call the stunted growth. They don't really go far in life that much, in the sense that their progress is retarded. But most times they don't know that their progress is retarded. What concerns them is that anytime there's a problem, they call this spirit and tell them what to do, and then they get some money and they live off this money. And this is where they are in life. They are not longer going forward. So if the person have any form of natural talents before that they can nurture to bring more prosperity or better things for them in life, it is now blocked or it is now stifled, it is now stopped because they are now relying on a third party for whatever they want. And this is a major problem. Now, most of these people, I have come across them during my journey, and I still see them every day that do this. It's a normal practice for people to go and buy deities, to buy juju, to put inside house. And but the problem with this is that when you buy this kind of spirits, you start using them. Whatever natural talent you have, we we die. So your growth is impeded. So what happens is that you are now relying on that deity for your sustenance. As a result of that, the spirits start manipulating them, and the spirit will put them in a situation whereby they cannot really be able to move further in life. They cannot be able to do anything without the help of that spirit. As a result of that, they are limited. They are like spiritually crippled or spiritually handicapped, and this is not a good thing. Now, what we find with most of these people is that they don't grow in life. Okay, they don't grow. Their growth is retarded. You will see many of them. They have this deity, they have this power, but they are, I will say, poor in the sense that they are not supposed to be where they are supposed to be or where they should be. And you see some of these people. I have witnessed their lifestyle for some of them since I knew them. Some of them are on YouTube. You will find out that their channel is not even growing that much. The same level channel is growing very, very slow. You will discover the person's lifestyle is not that okay. Even you that they are seeing the vision for you seems to be even better than them in many, many respects and ramifications. I mean, if I have somebody that can be able to tell me everything that have ever happened in my life, and this person have this kind of power or this kind of gift, I mean, they should be able to be living a kind of life that will make me a little bit, let me say, see they're actually trying. If I'll not say maybe envious or see that we have something that you will see things that you will see that will make you want to be like that will make you want to be like them in a certain way. But some most of these people, when you see the kind of life they are living, especially if you have known them for a long time, you will notice that they are kind of stagnant in progress in this sense. So this thing is not really pushing them forward to acquire the kind of prosperity that will make them want to relax in life. So the deities make sure that they keep these people in a situation where they don't make them too much prosperous or too much wealthy so that they can be controlling them. Because if they get so wealthy to a certain point, they may not need the deity anymore. And this is not a good thing for the deity. For many of these parasitic deities, it is like a matter of survival for them. They need to attach themselves to humans to be living off humans, draining humans of energy, or feeding on blood, entries, or whatever that keeps them running. And they need this constantly. And anything that will stop that flow, they don't like it. So if the too much prosperity for their owner to we make them stop this kind of flow, they will not want this kind of thing to happen. So you see a lot of these spiritualists that engage in this practice, you will notice the kind of lack of progress in their life to a certain point, and it is not really that good, or it's not somebody what somebody we want to wish for. Okay, so these are the dangers of working with parasitic deities. They attach when the person attached to them like this, it retards the progress of that person. In the mind of the person, it seems that they have this power, they have an edge over their fellow humans. So most times they don't really want to aspire anymore in life. They feel that they have sort of arrived. They have arrived. They don't want to move forward in life. Okay. So this kind of situations, you will notice them, especially in the life of people that practice different form of spirituality. You will see this in African spirituality. You're going to see this in various indigenous spirituality. You will see this in Christianity as well. So this is one of the main dangers, and it reminds me of a certain movie that seen in 2023 movie called RenField. This is a Nicolas Cage movie, very interesting movie about a vampire that have an apprentice, and the apprentice have to rely on the vampire, and the vampire they have this relationship of the apprentice bringing the vampire, which is Dracula, food, or as in by food I mean human beings for him to eat and drink to have more power. So a certain time the apprentice start having a crisis of conscience and seeing Dracula as evil and want to stop giving him the things that he needs. So the protagonist, which is Dracula, he said a certain thing in the movie that really touched me. He told the apprentice that whatever the apprentice have is because of them, is by their power that they have it, by his own power. That is, ever since the apprentice got in touch with him, he has been relying on him for everything. And as a result of this, the apprentice have to go and get those people for him, or the apprentice is not trying to kill him or trying to prevent him from getting the things that he needs in that kind of agreement. And the apprentice is actually feeding on him. That the apprentice is the real parasite. He himself is the victim. And this is true to a certain extent. When I looked at it in that movie, it's an interesting movie. You will see the Dracula, how his behavior, how he needs humans to survive, and you will see the role of the apprentice in satisfying that need. And in essence, he have some powers from Dracula as well, and gives him an edge over human beings. And they have this symbiotic relationship, and it has been going on quite well until the apprentice starts having a crisis of conscience or a conflict of interest, and they start having issues. So you're going to find this kind of similar uh, interaction with deities and practitioners that make use of these parasitic deities. So it is basically like a give and take relationship. You bring the offerings or the humans for the deity to drain, and the deity in turn helps the seer to see visions, to do things, to get out, to let people know that they have this power to do one or two things. And as far as they are doing this, everything is fine. But the downside is that The deity makes sure the seer is not too powerful and it's not too wealthy. This is what happens. The people don't usually are that wealthy, so that they don't have enough money that they feel that okay, I'm not going to do this job anymore. I just have to relax, and that they will neglect the spirits. So the deity always makes sure that these people are their wealth is not that big. So you see these people have stunted growth. So this kind of people I see that do this kind of thing, I try to study them, their history, their life, but how they behave, and I see this pattern again and again and again. I see this pattern reduplicate itself all the time with people that work with this kind of deities. So this is one of the limitations I have come to see with people working with parasitic deities. Okay, many of them I have come across uh, time past. I met these people even before I started practicing, and I practice, and they are kind of still on the same level they have even till this day. And I am not happy with that. I'm not impressed with that. They are not something that you want to emulate to copy this kind of person. You don't want to be like that. That you've been in a certain level for more than 10 years, and this person claim to see visions, claim to can help people, we tell you things, and they don't have any progress in their life. So, what is the point of all these things? I must ask. If it's not about um, getting prosperity and making sure you improve your quality of life and moving further in life. So these are some of the limitations I have seen with people that work with parasitic deities. Okay, so if you have those kind of people around you, try to study their life and try to see how they behave and the kind of things that they do, so that you will know what how to avoid those kind of things. We have ancestral deities, we have celestial deities, we have elemental deities, nature spirits. We have different kind of spirits that you can work with. Okay, the spirit that you work with usually they don't really give you stress that much. Okay, you don't need to go beyond the normal things you are supposed to be doing to connect naturally with those kind of spirits. Okay, and of course, Ishu is not a parasitic deity. For that person asking that question on the live chat, Ishu is not. Okay, we have our ancestral deity. Issue is like an elemental spirit. Okay, it's composed of different elements. It's a messenger between divinity and this physical world. Okay, it's not on the list of those kind of deities. When I talk about parasitic deities, I talk about deities that are uh, originated by man to prey on other people. Like Jesus Christ is a parasitic deity. Okay, deity like that is created like Muhammad, parasitic deity, it is obvious, it's very easy to know all these kind of spirits. Spirits that drain human beings, they are here to deceive humans, promise you so many things so that they can get your time, energy, attention. All these are parasitic deities. Some of them are in African spirituality. They keep demanding for sacrifice after sacrifice after sacrifice after sacrifice. You get tired of doing all these things. Life is not all about sacrifice of killing animals all the time. When you have a deity demanding for blood all the time, this is a red flag. Okay, you should know that you might be dealing with a parasite. Okay, so we have them in many religions. They come in different form, different faces, but one thing is common to all of them. They drain your resources, they drain your time, they drain your energy. When you're giving too much time to a religious practice, somebody tell you to be coming to church 4 times a week, to be bringing, you will pay tithes, you will pay love offering, you will sow seeds, you will pay first Sunday offering, January offering, everything is offered. You are the thing is parasites. That is a parasite. Okay, you don't need a soothsayer or anybody to tell you that you are dealing with a parasite. Okay, it's obvious. A lot of people are under the influence of parasitic deities, but they don't know it. They can come in the face of a white man wearing a robe from the Middle East. They can also come in from a shrine in Africa or anywhere. When a deity start asking you for blood morning and evening, morning and evening, morning and evening, or every week, go and bring a goat, go and bring a goat. Every you get tired. You know the belly food. The food need to finish. All these kind of things. When you have this kind of type situation, you will know that you are dealing with a parasitic deity. When a spiritualist keep asking you for money, 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 money all the time, you will get tired. Okay, you get tired. You will know that this is a parasitic spirit that you are dealing with. You keep paying money for one thing is leading to another. You keep doing sacrifices top of sacrifices on top of sacrifices. You will know that you are dealing with the parasites. Okay, so all these things are things that you should look at for or watch out for. Anything that is designed, any spirit that is there to drain your time, your energy, and resources unnecessarily, and that thing is a parasite. Okay, so these are the kind of spirits that I am trying to talk about here on this channel. So people go out to work with these spirits. Some of them you can be able to interact with them. Then you can just use the format that have been laid by the people that created the deity. And when you apply this format, it gives you the results that they have designed that it will give you. Okay. So the main thing is that it drains people, takes people away from their time, energy, and resources. And all these things are not really good things. Okay. So I need to say this on this video for clarification and to also share my experience concerning this kind of spirits and the disadvantage of working with them and how you can be able to also identify them, their activities, and protect yourself from this kind of activities as well. Okay, so I think that I've said enough for today. Questions or comments are welcome. Please like and share this video. Subscribe to the channel, and when you subscribe, endeavor to hit the enable all notification. If you hit that, you can be able to get my videos when I come online, and when I post any articles, you can be able to get the articles as well. Okay, so try your best to do this. Then of course share the video. Very important that people should know about African spirituality and they should practice it. Okay, especially for people of African descent. So it's imperative that you know about all these things. In your practice, you will come across people that work with different kind of spirits, and but the main thing is that you need to be guided with the spirit of discernment, so that when you see all these kind of things, you can identify it and you can know how to protect yourself from this type of things. Okay, so I think I will go today, and you can know how to protect yourself from this type of things. Okay, so I think I will go today. Then, if you want to learn how to practice African spirituality, I have a 6 months program where I talk about the science, the history, the metaphysics of African spirituality. You can register for my program. I teach it from the ground floor. You will know everything you need to know about African spirituality. Okay, so you can contact me for that. Then, if you want to buy my books, you need to get this book on quantum physics and African spirituality. This is the book that talks about the origin of quantum physics from African spirituality. If you want to know it from a pure Afrocentric perspective, I have it here. You can get this book from me, and you will know everything about how the subject of quantum physics was created or originated from African spirituality and a lot more. Then, if you want to know how to do spells, over 200 spells a year, walking in the shadow of the gods, this book will help you a lot in so many ways. It will improve your capacity in the study and practice of African spirituality. Then, if you want to make contact with the Kemetic deities, this one will also help you as well. It will bring you up to speed with these deities. They will teach you so many things. When you get this book and you work with it, you will open that gateway for the Kemetic deities to come into your life to start working with you, and they will push you in the right direction and tell you the things that you need to do. Okay. Then, if you want to buy your herbs, your spiritual ointments, soaps, curries, or all those things that we use in the practice of African spirituality, I sell all those things as well. Then, you want to do your oracle tarot readings, I do that. You can contact me for that. So, apart from that, I thank you very much, and I'll be seeing you in the subsequent videos as usual. So, take care and bye. Peace.